Shalom, Habarim. Greetings and welcome, friends, guests, visitors, family members. When I say that life is very good, that is the truth. And during the 6 days of iration, right, this is a work in progress here, a wise work in progress. So if I were to say that self-mastery is the ability to master your life and your destiny through wise living, right? You would think, you're working towards a future state of existence that is like a destiny or a good divine destiny, a good life, right? A good future. Yet actually, the reality is that self-mastery, even the most divinely highly blessed way of living, results in the ideal state of existence right now, already here and now, by practicing a certain amount of self-discipline, right? And being prudent and practicing self-mastery, you already are the most blessed and prosperous, and actually life is already as good as it gets. So the benefits of this way of living that includes being on the way, right? And also practicing prudence and wise management and self-mastery, right? Self-discipline and so on, living wisely and prudently, okay? All the benefits from that and the eternal health and wealth and safety and all those things that we always sort of think that are part of some future state that is to be accomplished in the future. Like a good destiny sounds like something in the future, yet it's actually made manifest and it's provided right now from the goodness and the bountiful loving kindness of the Creator, and also by the fact that we make our divine God-given free will the most important decision-making tool that we have, intelligently obedient to a little bit of authentic divine guidance, law, order, and wisdom. Live wisely, right? It's the key to absolute safety and security and prosperity permanently and legitimately, okay? Therefore, one might think, okay, so what are you working on? What is your good divine destiny, your future? Yeah, a good divine judgment, a good life, right? A godly life, a happy life, a blessed life, and so on. Of course, yet when is that going to happen? It's actually happening now. It takes certain moments of clear, magical seeing at certain times whereby we can actually see what's going on, and life is absolutely great right now in reality. Of course, think about this. There are things, just like there are things going on in creation during the 6 days, right, that have to be accomplished. Yet what's really important is that we remember to get a clear overview of what's really going on from time to time, because listen, it's very easy to become almost like distracted by different details from time to time in everyday life and so on. Yet you have to zoom out, be circumspect, and really see clearly what life cycles you're in. And then you know exactly what decisions to make in everyday life, in personal life, in business, and whatever you do really prospers really good permanently. Okay? Now, think of this. The best possible state of existence, it has to be right now. And how is it possible that I still have to get, a couple thousand, and there's things that have to be, accomplished still, right? Basic, legitimate life's goals, financial income increase, and so on, right? Yet look, if you actually see clearly, you see that, okay, life is already very good right now, and everything that is quote unquote necessary that will be, or that has to be, that we have as legit life's goals, right? You're, having a good, prosperous financial income, good health, living a blessed life, right? And all the things that pertain to it. This is all attainable step by step. So the real master, someone who's an aspiring master of their life and their destiny, sort of, or basically is already mastering it all right now gradually, and it's in a state of basic goodness. Because think about this. What if I postpone, I think that in the future, sometime when I make $1 million, I can be happy, I can relax, then I've made it. No, you'd have to manage that, okay? Just like you have to manage anything. So the thing is that what I'm telling you all is that you can already live a very good life right now, no matter what's going on. You can actually change it all with wisdom, master your life and your destiny, and the good destiny that we seem to be working towards instinctively as human beings, hopefully in accordance with God's will, of course, and He will provide as He always perfectly does. Blessed be His name, right? Thank God Almighty. This being perceived in linear time is actually a thing that is ongoing. So what's actually happening is that your good future that you're working on, all the benefits and whatever can be produced there is actually already systematically available right now. If you adjust the way that you live and you apply wisdom practically in your life right now, right while you're watching this, right? Subscribe to this channel, right? And read the book that I'll post in the link here in the description, right? Just start to be prudent, right? See, look. If the going gets tough, okay, my dear fellow human beings, right? I'll tell you that if the going gets tough, like it's normal to get, a little bit legitimately aggressive, and you're out there and you're ambitious and you're working on things, seeking on making, legit good money, right? Being able to pay for, life, food, clothes, shelter, amenities. And it's very easy to get sort of almost like in too deep with the details. Whereas from time to time, you have to stop and really zoom out and be circumspect. And that way you really clearly see the mechanics of what is going on in your life right now. What are the life cycles that you're in? And there's always a path that you can take at this very moment, at any moment, where it's like you are adjusting your trajectory more in accordance with what is universally programmed within life and how life is cyclical and the life cycles that you are in. And those are about 9 different ones. Simple overall period of life, a human lifespan, 144 years. During that, you got your soul personality. Then you've got the annual life cycle period of 365 days, always starts on your birthday, ends just before, and restarts on your birthday. In that, there are 7 periods of, about 52 days or so, where it's particularly propitious for certain things in business, health, and personal life. Okay. Then what you've got is the 3.5 day long lunar unit that constantly alternates between negative and positive. And then you've got the short lunar units of 3 hours that alternate between negative and positive. And then you've got the daily periods of the cycles of life that are 3 hours and 25 minutes in length, whereof there are 7 a day. 7 days makes us strong, and rest from creative work from Friday sunset till Saturday sunset, and on the Sabbaths, right? On the Sabbath. And also on the 3 pilgrim feasts, right? Passover, first fruits, tabernacles, and keep the Shemitah year and the Jubilee year. Okay, the year of release and the Jubilee year and the sabbatical year, right? And then you're super blessed. And all of this and everything and anything we can accomplish, my fellow human beings, right? Brothers, sisters, fam, right? In accordance with God's will, and guests also, newcomers, right? Highly welcome guests and visitors, anyone, everyone, right, who's visiting us here. You should know that the most miraculous and the best possible state of existence that you could possibly exist in is actually how it is already. But you have to stop sometimes and take like a time out and await further divine or cosmic instruction. And then it becomes clear to you and you see it's actually really, really good. The situation is excellent. Even though there are things that have to be accomplished in the near future. There's rent, there's this, there's that. But see, all of that stuff, you really got to know that. See, anything that is legit that you can attain in life is available by wise living, by systematically accessing the right divine providence when it's available, by living in harmony with the cycles of life. And there is no obstacle, because actually anything and everything that's an obstacle in life that causes any problems, it can first of all preemptively be identified beforehand and circumnavigated, and the right decisions be made in the first place. That's why you have to have wisdom, and you got to get it and hold on to it, retain it, and work with it during the 6 days, right? And you will be mega prosperous. You can live eternally safe, eternally healthy and wealthy and free and happy and blessed and godly and good and even very good. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it was made to be. Creation has been given the potential from the Creator to be like that. And that's how it's supposed to be. That includes that every human life should be very good. The potential is there. We as human beings are the crown of creation, created an image of God and after His own likeness. All we have to do is be a little bit prudent, and the benefits thereof are massive. And they lead to the greatest and the highest good overall being accomplished and steadily maintained. There are great things that can be accomplished with wisdom, by God's providence. All thanks to the Almighty, and from His loving kindness and the grace of God being an attribute to trust in, right? So subscribe, reshare, repost, retweet, and read the book, Self-Mastering Fate with the Cycles of Life. And thank you for watching.